Greetings, hip cats. Slide into my path. Let imagination be your passport. And welcome to the kingdom of keys. Well, my hip cats, we have a rare opportunity right now. As the spirits are willing, it is now time for us to journey across that great divide, through the veil, separating the worlds, ours, and eternity, as we cross over to the other side, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Kingdom, the world-renowned philosopher and theologian, St. Thomas Aquinas. Welcome. Now, St. Thomas, it is sometimes spoken that period of time in the early 13th century, as the world was both physically warming and intellectually thawing, that there was on the horizon a renaissance of intellectual endeavor that you may have played a significant principal part in introducing a philosophical tradition of Aristotelian logic to the way that this new enlightenment began to unfold. And currently, in this modern world of the 21st century, it would be interesting to hear your opinion on other interesting philosophical questions that are being posed today. One I have a particular interest in asking you about is something that is rippling through the scientific community currently, grappling with the idea of a scientific theory referred to as intelligent design, in which the notion that behind all the complexity and intricacy of the natural phenomena that we observe in this world and in this universe, there is a intellectual being or process at the root. St. Thomas, please share your thoughts on this philosophical question. Well, I got to think that the notion of the intelligent design is compelling as this notion is. I hesitate to decree or to accept this on faith alone. That is part of the equation, so to speak, but other aspects might be utilized, other tools of discovery, such as a logic and scientific method. With this in mind, then one can ask, which of the tools that we have employed through the ages has yielded what we might refer to as concrete results? And the answer is quite clear. It is a combination of all three. To disregard the faith, to disregard the scientific method, to disregard the logic is not going to be necessarily particularly useful to understand the question, is there a mechanism by which we can identify the prime mover, as I had described in Summa Theologica, based completely on faith and logic? The scientific method was not available to us, but now it is. We must employ the scientific method in addition to these other tools. And in so doing, we must ask ourselves, what is it about the scientific method that is so successful? And I believe there are two reasons. One is it is based on observing from an objective point of view the natural world. That is to say, we observe, we notice how things interact, and we formulate an idea of what the relationship is between different natural phenomena. But we must admit to ourselves, we cannot know all the workings, the intricate complexity of all of the natural phenomena that play a role in developing what it is that we observe in this world. So we have to test. We have to test our theory. But not to prove our theory, to disprove our theory. This is what is missing not only from intelligent design, but from much of the so-called science that we refer to as knowledge in this world today. It is disproving your theory that has the power of the robust scientific method. Because if you cannot disprove your theory, then you are onto something. Intelligent design does not attempt to prove or disprove. It merely states definitions of what is complex, what is integral, what seems to be an intelligent process. And in some ways, they use negative information, such as, I will use the example of evolution. This is particularly a question that the intelligent designers bring to the fore, to the argument. And when the evolutionary theory was developed, there were many aspects of how genetics work that were not available to the scientific community, and therefore it was not well understood. But it has been refined, and the theory remains robust. There are still aspects to be refined even further, but that does not take away the thrust and robustness of its internal mechanisms as a theory. Intelligent design, on the other hand, is much more a set of definitions as opposed to a theory. It is a preconceived notion that there is an intelligent creator, which is quite compelling, as one must admit. But one must prove it by disproving your theory over and over again to the point where you cannot disprove it. This will be a robust challenge to any theory, including other scientific notions that we carry with us today, which are quite frankly made of thin air. Thank you, St. Thomas Aquinas, for your words of wisdom. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stars and planets are aligning themselves in a new age here in the house of the sun, visiting from vast expanse of space and time, a grand wizard and sorcerer with a message for us. Let us listen.
In the cauldron steeps darkness and fear, to which blended the light of faith. To our lips is rendered the sweet nectar of life.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to bid you farewell and extend to you this ancient Celtic kindness. May the sun always smile upon your face. May the wind be at your back. And may the Almighty hold you with love, strength, and wisdom until we meet again.